You guys at home that you care about. I'm ENunn.
And I'm Kevin Pereira. Folks, it is Thursday, August 23rd. We're coming to you live from the G4 studios right here in the City of Angels. That too. On today's show, we'll dissect the new Metal Gear Solid 4 trailer when we go around the net. Then, is the new Justice League movie going to be fully CG? Find out in the feed.
Also, we'll go one-on-one with the director of the new documentary, King of Kong, and find out how Donkey Kong can take over men's lives. Of course, that's in the loop. Plus, the Stucktoid's Nick Chester will give us the inside scoop on the Leipzig Game Conference and, of course, our blog watch we do every week.
Of course.
Blog
Fun-filled show today.
Time now to simultaneously honor and shame the wonder that is the web.
It's today's top 5 items around the net. I missed the memo. All right, we're going to start Thursday off right with some pasty white revenge nudity. Let's do it.
Not you, but you are a little pasty.
There
you can. The man in this video is Philadelphia's Lawrence Richette, who was accused of assaulting his mother at her home. He's a real winner.
She deserved it.
I'm
just sorry, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Bad. When NBC 10's Monique Braxton, she's a reporter there, she showed up at his door to ask him about the incident, he gave the reporter an eyeful of little Larry to get her off his stoop.
How you doing? Camera on.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you about the charges against you involving your mom.
That's what I think TV knows.
That's what I'm talking about. See, for years, Paris and Brittany, they've been using the same tactics unsuccessfully to get the press off their backs. You know, exposing themselves coming out of a Mercedes or a nightclub or
it didn't happen.
my studio apartment. Yeah, doesn't actually work. This guy, though, managed to scare him away, so kudos.
Yeah. What do you think he did to his mom?
I don't know.
He's a bad
Hopefully
man.
not a similar crime.
Yeah, if you see him, you should do something bad to him, is my opinion.
Oh.
And at number 4 today, those are my opinions, and I have nobody else's opinions.
They do not.
Those are mine.
Olivia Munn's statements do not necessarily reflect those opinions or expressed by G4 or Comcast or myself. Or
they're just mine.
Yeah.
But they're good opinions.
And she's special.
And at number 4 today is a method for potentially maybe unlocking your iPhone.
No. All right, a big gripe about the iPhone is that you can only get it on AT&T's network.
Yes. You suck, iPhone.
But now a hacker named GeoHot has posted a video on YouTube claiming to show an iPhone running on the T-Mobile network and
that's my network.
Using a T-Mobile SIM card.
Yeah, he is.
Hi, everyone. I'm GeoHot. This is the world's first unlocked iPhone. First of all, I'd like to thank my core group, Gray, iProof, Genopio, Lazy Coder, and an anonymous contributor. So as you can see here, this phone is connected T-Mobile. And I'll just here have it call my house. And here I'll remove the SIM card. As you can see, it's just a standard T-Mobile SIM card. Full unlock of the iPhone. We'll be releasing the method in a week. Hopefully it'll be a software unlock by then. Thanks a lot, have fun, and enjoy your unlocked iPhone.
No way.
Kevin!
No
Kevin's
way.
screaming false.
Dude, this is a BS video. He just wants you to try and hack your cell phone and break it, and that's
yeah.
We'll continue with the story, and I'll give you the gist.
Well, GeoHot not only has a nice fall wreath behind him.
Well, it's a Christmas square.
Yeah, it is. But he also details on his website or blog a step-by-step instructions. Right there on his blog, it'll show you how to solder, what to disassemble, and exactly what energy drink you should be drinking while you're doing it.
Like, okay, maybe GeoHot's legit. I just can't imagine with the teams of hackers working around the world to unlock the iPhone that guy in his mom's Cracker Barrel themed kitchen managed to actually hack the iPhone.
Well, why not? I mean, the people started a whole computer company in their garage.
This is true. This is true. They weren't GeoHot.
Well.
Okay. Now here's the thing.
So
he mentions on his blog.
Cold.
Anybody? Thank you. Now, he mentions on his blog, and we'll reiterate, you run the chance of breaking your iPhone if you try this at all. I don't think you need to solder the phone to hack it. Like, there's other hacks out there that allow you to unlock it using, like, turbo sims. And the other thing is, there are hacks that we know work that allow you to change the operator graphic. So you can change the AT&T to say T-Mobile. Could have had a friend call the house as well. Could have just put in a T-Mobile SIM card and popped it out.
Now,
I'm calling BS.
But there are no hacks that allow us to change it from AT&T to T-Mobile.
Not that we're allowed to talk about on air. Coming in at number 3 is a video of someone's face catching on fire.
Yes.
Literally, because, I mean, couldn't really give you an around the net without someone getting disfigured,
No, we
right?
cannot. This video shows a bunch of Brits hanging out in the woods with a barrel full of petrol.
Petrol?
Which is what those wacky crumpet munchers call gasoline. You guys don't try this.
You just put that little petrol. What's the point in this? Nothing. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, for all the grief I gave Mr. Hot, Geo Hot, about his videos being
Mr.
fake,
Hot.
we've got a few folks on staff who are convinced that that thing was fake. So we had to send it to the official attack of the show, Shenanigans Lab, to determine whether or not we actually have to call and brand Shenanigans.
We have a few people here who think a lot of things are fake. Yeah. So what we had to do is, well, you know what, you guys, let's take another look at the clip in slow motion right now.
Please, let's analyze. I see petrol on fire.
Yes, I see
face
kids
flaming.
I see not a lot of funny. I mean, it's funny to us, but not funny enough to fake the whole thing.
That's what I'm saying. And, you know, if you got a lot of product in your hair, it's flammable.
Yeah, it's definitely, well, you know.
I had an LA Looks incident. My mom was lighting one of those Glade scented oil candles. Oh.
Wait, wow. Are you okay? It grew back nicely.
It's singed, yeah. Got a little bald spot still.
It's so soft. It's like real baby hair that's come through. Aw. Well, I have to say, okay, agree with me or disagree. Based on that slow-mo coverage, we have determined, we as in you and me, that this video is in fact probably real.
Yep.
No cuts could be seen. There's no special effects. So, yeah.
I'm saying legit. I'm saying that guy's face was hopefully melted off. So,
hopefully.
Congrats to you, disfigured man. Only hopefully slightly disfigured.
Well, he's on TV now, so that's worth losing your face.
You made it.
Coming in at number 2 today is one of the top stories on Dig. It's also, coincidentally, a new modern internet masterpiece.
Yeah, in fact, I know we have the little news thing running there and people are reading it. Can we drop it out? Because I really think this is a special presentation that needs to be full screen. This right here is a picture of a robust young gentleman achieving some impressive air on a flying kick. Well, they're ooh because, like, that kung fu level of skill is disgusting. That man is a master.
Okay.
And there's tons of love about this image. I mean, if you take a closer look at it, I really think we should really inspect it. You see giant man flying through air, but there's so much more.
Well, first and foremost, let us just enjoy this masterful kick itself. This man has perfect form and impressive angle. He's all... Well, how high would you consider him off the ground?
Well, I don't know. Like, I see a festive end table here.
Those are his friend's shins, so he can't be that high off the ground.
Well, his friend is actually, if we draw this to scale, his friend is 17 feet tall.
Oh, my God.
So that is an impressive vertical leap.
There's a toilet paper roll,
right there.
Small.
Yep, that's about 4 feet. So if you add it up, I mean, let me do some quick math. He's about 23 feet in the air. There must be vaulted ceilings.
You are not Asian.
But aside from the air, look at this back here. We have a projector on the wall.
What is that? Those are some kind of codes or something.
That's hacker codes. It could be, or it could just be the word boobs cut and pasted over and over again.
I like to scroll out. I don't know. Okay, the pants tear.
Yeah.
Okay, whether the gentleman's pants were torn before the kick or they came, you know, torn mid-kick, it really is a testament to the man's dedication to the action and his rejection of societal norms, which is great.
If you zoom in more, you can catch.
It looks like he might need some Valtrex.
Yeah, just one a day, buddy.
Might have been having sex with Paris.
Keep those buddies at bay.
And I like the big man nipples. Those are some big juicy ones too.
Oh man.
Big juicy, thick ones, just right there.
Well, there you go. So gentlemen, if you want to come forward, what's your email address again?
Hey, hello, Olivia. I don't remember. Hello.
Email me. Just hello, Olivia. Just put that into your internet machine.
Hello, Olivia Munn.
All right, and finally at number 1. We have the brand new Metal Gear Solid 4 trailer.
Yeah. At the Leipzig Games Convention, Hideo Kojima presented us with a more detailed look at the game, as well as some brand new villains. Here's a soon-to-be classic trailer from one of the cinematic masters of gaming.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay to love it. It's okay to love it.
It's okay to cry, too.
A little bit, man tears. For the first time in the series, Kojima Productions actually used motion capture to animate the characters. In fact, many of the characters and the bosses that you just saw are actually directly designed after real models and actresses.
Now, the bosses shown off in the trailer, Laughing Octopus, Raging Raven, Howling Wolf, and Screaming Mantis, are not monsters, but beasts that are, quote, more machine than man. These shell-shocked, tragic characters may look ugly on the outside, but they have hot Japanese women on the inside.
Don't we all?
That's all we really care about.
And they've got their own tentacles, too.
It's nice.
They're like an all-in-one anime machine. I love it. And because we're feeling generous We're going to show the entire trailer later on in the show, so stick around for that.
Yes.
It's amazing.
To get your daily viral fix, go straight to g4tv.com/AroundTheNet and sign up for the Around the Net podcast. I have to say, it is probably so pure you can cook it into rocks, cut it up, and just sell it on the street.
Yeah.
Some extra walking around money.
There you go.
There you go.
Right now, though, it's time for the only news you need to know. Here's Layla Cayley and the feed headlines.
Thanks, guys. Here's what's coming up in the feed. First, the tide has turned in the console wars, and we could have a new leader. Plus, we've got all the latest developments on the rumored Justice League of America film, and Playboy has decided to enter the social networking scene. It's all coming your way in just a few minutes, but first, back to you guys.
Thanks, Layla. Now, all week, we've been talking about BioShock, easily the hottest game to come out in months. But 2K's shooter has caught some heat for a controversial plot point, the ability to decide whether or not to kill the little sisters. You always kill little girls, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, it's an impressive gameplay element. It caused me a lot of struggle. But honestly, I mean, the scenes aren't that graphic. They're really not that bad if you played it. And I think some people are making a big deal, about nothing. Rapture would be a great place to send your kids. Especially even, I don't know if you've seen the commercials, but after you watch it, you'll agree.
Oh.
Well, hello there, citizens of Rapture. Is your little girl better and smarter than other children, but you feel she isn't living up to her potential? If so, consider Big Daddy Daycare. Big Daddy Daycare is the premier state-of-the-art facility that guarantees only the best experience for your offspring. Here they'll learn about science, technology, and genetic superiority. While you're off in the rat race, your children can roam our expansive grounds, learn about the mysteries of life and death, and discover what happens when they inject strange things into their arms. Hey now, that's a neat trick. Who says performance-enhancing drugs are only for professional athletes?
With a little training at Big Daddy Daycare, our little Patricia was shooting mutant beads from her fingertips in no time.
And how? And don't worry about predators. No, your child will be protected by our highly trained staff. Say hello to Big Daddy. Don't want to catch him on a bad day. We guarantee it. Uh-oh. Looks like he won't be bothering the kids anymore. With Big Daddy at her side, your little girl will learn all about objectivism and personal hygiene, talking to yourself, conflict resolution through pyrokinesis, why mommy went insane and slaughtered daddy, hacking automated rocket turrets, and the basics of corpse harvesting. Big Daddy Daycare. The future of childbearing is now.
Located in the bottom of the ocean next to the Flaming Flame Refuge, not a state line daycare facility.
Very nice. I like
a
that
decent
voice.
place to send your kids.
Lock Up the Children Attack of the Show is set to rock your world for a full hour, and I gotta say, if that doesn't leave you satisfied, nothing will.
Here's what's coming up on today's Attack of the Show. It's the true story behind the highest scores on Donkey Kong, when we go head-to-head with King of Kong director Seth Gordon in the loop, one-on-one. Destructoid blogger Nick Chester is feeding us with all the breaking news from the Leipzig Game Convention in Vlog Watch. Plus, our very own Kevin Pereira gets his ass kicked by the one and only mixed martial arts champ, Baz Rutten. Batten down the hatches, because the attack is coming right back.
Hey guys, it's Thursday, August 23rd. I'm Layla Cayley, and it's time to start the feed. The console wars have gotten interesting once again, thanks to the latest numbers. According to independent tracker video game charts, it looks like the Wii might have finally overtaken the Xbox 360 in worldwide console sales. This week's figures show Nintendo with 10,570,000 Wii sold, while Microsoft trails behind by 600,000 units. The Xbox still might be king in America, but its less than stellar sales in Japan have proven the difference. And once again, the PS3 is in third with just over 4 million in sales. Rumors about the live-action Justice League of America movie have been building, and now it might not exactly be live action after all. IESB.net claims that the superhero saga will be done entirely with motion capture technology, much like the films Polar Express and Beowulf. This move would allow for the physical shooting to be done quickly, avoid the potential strike, as well as make sure that the story doesn't interfere with the planned Batman and Superman sequels. If everything goes to plan, expect to see the film in theaters sometime in 2010. Microsoft has caught a lot of heat for the Xbox 360's hardware failures, and now it seems one of their peripherals is faulty too. The company has just announced they will give free retrofits to all of its wireless racing wheels. A component in the wheel's chassis could overheat and smoke when the AC adapter is plugged in. Over 50 incidents have been reported worldwide, but there have been no injuries or fires. In the meantime, you can use the battery pack. That seems to work fine and about the only thing. If you're looking for a state-of-the-art camera that might be worth more than your car, Nikon has got you covered. Taking a shot at Canon's new line of DSLRs, Nikon has just unveiled the mega-powered D3. This 12.2 megapixel digital single-lens reflex will set you back around $5,000 and comes equipped with a 3D tracking mode that will allow you to easily follow subjects within your frame. The D3 also has wireless support, allowing you to remotely control the camera from a laptop, and yes, even use the zoom. Sounds like a great piece of hardware for the paparazzi. During its press conference at Leipzig, Sony made some major announcement about its FIFA soccer franchise. The 2008 edition of the popular series will be the first to feature 5 versus 5 online play via Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network. In addition, the game will feature an interactive World Cup where the 32 best players will be invited to Berlin to play for $20,000 and a trip to the FIFA World Player Gala. The online tournament runs from October through May, so be sure to get your registrations in. And finally, Playboy is throwing its rabbit-eared cap into the social networking site Ring. The adult magazine announced Playboy U, a new social networking site designed solely for college students with a .edu email address. Playboy describes the service as a non-nude social network and aims to feature campus activities and calendars, along with the usual bios, photos, blogs, and forums. If it's not nude, then what's the point exactly? I really don't get it. Well, that's it for today, but don't worry, the feed doesn't stop here. Get all the news you need to know anytime, anywhere on your mobile phone. More info available at g4tv.com/mobile. I'm Layla Katie, and you've just been fed. Let's go back to Kevin and Olivia.
All right, thanks, Layla. Now let's hear from you in the army of monitor heads. It's our video viewer mail.
Michael from Las Vegas?
I was wondering why everyone has this huge fascination with online play, and that's what makes a good game.
That's Michael from Las Vegas.
Yeah, hey, Mike. Well, now it's Steph.
Well, you know, Bioshock was rated very high and it has no multiplayer to speak of.
Doesn't need it. Like, so, yeah, I'd rather have either a solid single player or a solid multiplayer experience. I'm tired of games that try to bundle them both and fail miserably on both ends.
What do you think about a game that you buy and you can beat it in 8 hours? Do you like that, or do you want to go on for a long time?
Look, some people are saying, you know, $60, man, it was 8 hours, it's not worth it. You can replay it again if you want. If it's a great game, you're probably going to. Like Gears, I beat in about 8 hours. You know, got less and less each time as I knew it. But I beat the game 3 times.
Wow.
It was that
much
fun.
Was it satisfying each time?
Totally. I mean, it's a good game. I wouldn't play it if it wasn't. So I think there's no reason to be obsessed about, oh, it has to have multiplayer, it has to have single player. As long as it's a good game and a good experience, it's worth it.
Definitely. I agree.
But Michael, thanks for the question.
Thanks.
We've got a little gift for you, actually, the IH80 Out Loud speaker system.
I actually would like one of these for myself. This portable speaker works with any iPod and iPhone, so now you can rock out anywhere. If you guys are jealous of this viewer's good fortune and you yourself want an IH80 of your own, send in a video viewer mail today.
Yes, we're giving them to everyone who gets a question on the show this week. So enjoy that, Michael.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's
one more day left. You gotta get them in. You guys don't move a muscle. Attack of the Show will return with lightning speed like this.
We're popping in the quarters and dodging barrels when we hook up with King of Kong director Seth Gordon in the loop one-on-one. Plus, Kevin goes...
Am I on? Okay, thanks, Seth. Welcome back to Attack of the Show. It is Thursday, August 23rd, and it's time to get our coin op on. Ow! Yeah, it is. Let's go to Kevin, who's got a roll of quarters in his pocket. He's pretending it's not a roll of quarters, but I'm telling you, it is.
I tell you, it's silver dollars. Now, from Doom to Dead or Alive, video game movies usually turn out bad. I mean, there's no way around it. However, a new documentary about some hardcore gamers and a classic arcade game is finally bucking the trend.
Last weekend, the King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters, thrilled both moviegoers and critics alike with a surprisingly passionate tale of winners and losers. The true story follows arrogant Gamer of the Century Billy Mitchell and middle school science teacher Steve Wiebe, who aims to overthrow classic gaming's biggest record, the all-time high score for Donkey Kong. The vintage gaming struggle between a lovable loser and a conniving winner did so well that it's expanding onto more screens this weekend, and a big-budget narrative remake is in the works with New Line Pictures. Does the gaming generation have a new big-screen documentary to rally behind? And why are two grown men fighting over a video game from 1981. Dodge those barrels. It's The Loop.
All right, my guest tonight is the director of The King of Kong. Seth Gordon is here. Welcome to the old Loop, Seth. How are you, sir?
Great. Thanks for having me.
It's an honor to have you. Like, I've seen the film a couple times now. It's phenomenal, but we got to start off by asking about, you know, Morgan Spurlock. Here's a guy that tackled fast food. You know, you got Michael Moore, who went after the Bush administration and Blue Cross. But why a film about a 25-year-old video game exactly?
Well, one of my favorite places in the world is Fun Spot, this arcade in New Hampshire, where I've been going since I was a kid. It survived the sort of boom-bust period of arcades, and it is just this amazing place where the best in the world come to compete on the classic arcade games. And I knew that the intensity of the competition was such that we really had a good subject matter for a film.
Well, and that's, you have to focus on that intensity because, I mean, watching people play video games isn't always exciting on its own, especially when it's an arcade game from the 80s, and yet this thing is so compelling that it's blowing up everywhere. What is the draw? Is it just the sense of sportsmanship and competition, or is there more to this story?
Well, Donkey Kong's pretty much the hardest game, certainly among the classics. The average game lasts about a minute. Billy and Steve, our two protagonists, they can play for about 3 hours, and they get to what's called a kill screen, something I'd never heard of, actually, before this film, which is an end to the game that wasn't designed into the game by Shigeru Miyamoto and Nintendo. They play the game so long it runs out of code. The computer, the arcade machine can't take it, and it crashes. Right. So that's why it's called the kill screen.
And they never, I mean, obviously back then they never assumed someone would actually make it to that level with the game being that ridiculously difficult.
Yeah, nobody knew. In fact, after Billy discovered the kill screen in 1982, he was flown to Japan by Nintendo, and he was called the Level 22 guy because he'd found at Level 22, Board 1, that the game ended. None of them knew that. They simply thought no one could possibly play it for that long. Sure. And like I said, the average game lasts about a minute, so no one thought that this would ever be an issue.
Well, and you know, in the geek community, if you will, people know Billy. They understand this guy is a champion, not just with Donkey Kong, but with Pac-Man. Plus, his hot sauce is delicious. Don't get me wrong. But after watching your film, I got to say, the guy kind of comes off like a complete ass. And I'm wondering, has he contacted you at all? Because Billy is very protective of his image, and now this film is out where he's not shed in the brightest of light.
We actually reached out to Billy after we'd finished the film, but before it had been in public, at festivals and whatnot, to give him a private screening, and he just wasn't interested. As you can imagine, Billy has had a lot of crews around him throughout the years.
Sure.
He's got all his rehearsed aphorisms. He's very well prepared in front of the camera. And so yet another story by another crew is just not especially interesting to him. So he wasn't interested in watching our movie.
But do you think that was really the case, or was this could this be that he knew how he was going to come off in this film?
I don't think he had any idea how he looked in this film, one way or the other. I think he just thought we were another crew after another story about which he was a star, of which he was the star.
Right. And now this is a bizarre scene to be a star in, to say the least. I mean, gamers are one thing. Hardcore gamers are a completely different thing, but 80s classic arcade type gamers. I mean, did you worry that people, you know, like the audience would have trouble connecting with these guys and with this environment?
It was definitely a concern of ours. Would you be able to connect with somebody who masters Donkey Kong or Pac-Man? I'm a geek, and I love Fun Spot, and I love all the classic games, but I wasn't sure the average moviegoer would be able to connect. Mm-hmm. I think the reason they are able to in the case for this film is because the stakes are really relatable. I mean, for Steve, who's been a runner-up his whole life, he's always gotten the silver. He's like second place Steve. Winning at Donkey Kong became a game in making up for all those almosts in his life. Right. All those times he was almost the winner. And I think because we made that the story, it's very little about Donkey Kong itself and a lot about the game around the game of Donkey Kong and the personal politics and the competition.
Sure, and I know this documentary is going to entertain tons of audiences, but is it going to shake up that core group of classic gamers? Are they going to start looking at Billy and Twin Galaxies a little bit differently now?
I know this has been a trying experience for some of the people who are involved in Twin Galaxies. That's the sort of governing body of classic arcade scores. They actually keep records on the modern day games too. Mm-hmm. I think that they're starting to see Billy in a different light. He's no longer on their board of directors. I think it has ruffled some feathers.
All right, well, finally, I know you're working on a fictional remake of this documentary. What are some of the liberties that you're going to take when you actually bring this guy out?
At first, our primary objective was to make this thing real, make the remake real, very much like, something like Little Miss Sunshine or, as far away from something like Dodgeball as possible. As good as a film as that is, it's not what we wanted to make. And we were excited that New Line had that in mind as well. So I guess our number one thing is to keep it emotionally accurate and believable in the same way that the doc is.
And real quickly, who do you want to play Billy? Is there anybody tapped yet?
Nobody's been chosen. Donnie Depp's been thrown around. Ed Norton is a possible Billy. We'll see.
The little Pereira with the mullet? I'm thinking it could happen. I'll wear the Star-Spangled Tie and everything if you want.
I think we'll definitely read you. How about that?
I appreciate it. That was the good letdown. I appreciate it. At least you didn't say casting couch me.
There you go.
Really, it's a fantastic movie. I thank you so much for joining us here on The Loop. The King of Kong is open in limited release in major cities now. Again, Seth, thank you so much for joining us. Right now, we got to go over to Olivia, who's ready to help you become a filmmaker yourself.
That's right. Now, Kevin, when someone answers a question with a long eye close, it's never a good sign. You guys, if you want to make your own independent film like The King of Kong, there are plenty of websites out there that can help you achieve your cinematic dreams. It's time to attack this. First up, we have a guerrilla filmmaking guide from jamesarnett.com. You're probably not going to have a big budget for making your indie movie, so you're going to have to do it on the cheap, with tips on all the basics like choosing a camera, steps you need to take in pre-production, how to pull off the shoot, make it look professional, and even how to edit. It's been the best resource on the web for the aspiring filmmaker for 15 years now. Next, we have mightycoach.com and their tutorial on creating special effects at home. From throwing knives and blocking swords to making people disappear, this site has a bunch of cool effects that are well thought out and clearly explained. They also show you how to block out fight scenes so they look as real as possible on the screen. You don't even need a ton of money to make stuff look cool, just a little good old-fashioned American ingenuity. Next, we have thepoweroflighting.com. This site offers tutorials and demos for the novice filmmaker as well as for the pro. And some of their best content is for sale on DVDs that cost around $35. It has all you need to know on how to light your scene perfectly, taking into account faces, backgrounds, shadows, and conditions, lots of things. It also shows you techniques using key lights, fill lights, and bounce cards. And if you're really broke, you can just watch the demos on the site and learn enough to get yourself started. Finally, just like a good movie, we're going to close with a bang. Check out withoutabox.com. It's a revolutionary way to get your film seen, as well as check out who's making waves on the festival circuit. One of the highlights here is the universal submission form, allowing you to submit to hundreds of film festivals at one time. They also make duplicate DVDs for you. It really is just genius. There's also a great social network for aspiring filmmakers, because we all know it's not what you know, it's who you know. I made that up myself. And then, of course, who you have to sleep with. And I do that myself. Head on over to g4tv.com/AOTS for info on all these movie-making sites and lots more. And you guys remember, if you try to whip out a video camera in the bedroom, say you're making an art film. It probably works. We'll have more life lessons in just a few minutes.
We're hopping into the ring.
Fighting champ Fast Rutan.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And guess what? He learns the techniques of one of the fastest growing sports in America.
Like we did.
Taught me some stuff too.
I did. We did some hardcore one-on-one training and prep for a real fight. I wanted to get some actual tactics that could help you out in the next bar fight that you get in. You get in them weekly. So here's an inside look at what it takes to become an ultimate fighter. All right, so if you watch a tag of the show, you know that we've covered the mixed martial arts thing a couple times. In fact, I've been to Elite MMA before. Although last time I came a little unprepared. You see, I thought that this was proper fighting attire. Yeah, that was painful, to say the least. But now I'm doing it right. I'm here with El Guapo himself, Boss, the man, Rutan. What's going on, Boss? How are you? I was told you're going to make me a true fighter. You're going to give me some tips, some techniques.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Here, we do pretty much everything. There's a lot of back work we do in cooperation with power exercise. So, these things are really good to get a real strong hit. And just going to throw the bell. Bob is great for aiming. Oh! You want to aim right at the jaw. Go for solar plexus, the liver shot. You got to really dig that punch in. So if Bob would stand here, you go, boom. Oh, God. I actually broke somebody's liver one time in a fight.
You broke a liver?
Yeah, I ruptured it.
Boss, I'm suited up. I'm ready to go. I'd love to get some pointers. What do we need to know to actually defend ourselves intelligently?
Never, ever take your eyes off your opponent. Look here. Don't look at his eyes. Look at my eyes. This is my favorite setup for a liver punch. I give him right hook to the head. No, don't worry. You block it.
Yeah.
Boom. See, I load up again for another one, but this one is going to the body. And why he didn't defend it was because I was looking straight at his eyes. Distance, very important. Here, as you can understand, there's no power in my punch. Sure. You need to create punch distance. The longer a punch travels, the more power it is.
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
What's going on? How you doing? Good. Is that a mouth guard? Yeah, I'd highly recommend that.
Right. Shake hands. Oh, that's terrific, huh?
Oh, it's done. Half, just half. Get it over.
Look at this nice display of showmanship.
Okay, thank you. Boz, what's that over there?
I know.
Bueno, distance. Distance. You never take your eye off the opponent.
Just a couple of minutes in the ring, anybody.
Never take your eyes off your opponent. You got it. Oh, he's out. He's out.
All right, boss, thank you so much for showing me the ropes. I really appreciate the tips. It was amazing. But for those at home who aren't fortunate enough to get in the ring with you, what's the next best thing for them?
www.mmatoday.com. You're too close.
That was some blood sport action.
He can kill you by looking at you angrily.
Right?
Yeah, thank you.
Wait. That liver shot when he was explaining is very slow.
Oh, yeah, that one, he was obviously just doing it. And
Yeah.
but even just tapping the liver.
That really did hurt you?
The liver's not an organ that's meant to be tapped. It's just
Where
not
is
supposed to
it?
be touched. It's under the rib cage here.
Right
I'm not
here?
gonna. No, it's on the other side. But he was like, breathe in, and then he jabbed me, and I was out for a good 10 minutes. It was,
Wow.
yeah, it's good times.
That's exciting.
Thank
Well,
you
you
for that,
held up
boss.
your own. I was very, very proud of you. All right, you guys, one country that knows a little about violence is Germany.
Yeah.
And if you're not sure what to make of the gaming news coming out of Leipzig convention this week, don't feel so bad.
No, we're going straight to the source to get the answers. It is time for the Blog Watch. All right, if you haven't been to the Destructoid blog, it is one of the best places for up-to-date information on the latest gaming news and, of course, insight on gaming culture in general. And joining us today via webcam is editor-in-chief of Destructoid.com, Nick Chester. Nick, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Nick, let's start off with the latest from Leipzig. I mean, that's what everybody's talking about right now. And I got to talk about Electronic Arts. They held a press conference yesterday where they stated that a lot of work needs to be done to build the casual games market. Did they say specifically what they were going to do to target that audience?
Well, I think you could see it in a lot of the games that they're releasing. They've already released like Boogie for the Wii. Smarty Pants is coming out for the Wii too. They actually mentioned Skate as one of the titles that they thought would appeal to casual gamers.
Wait, do you agree with that? Do you think Skate is a casual gaming title?
Well, I don't really know. I thought those were two really interesting choices because Boogie and infants can play it. I don't know if you've seen the YouTube videos, and actual infants can play that game. Whereas Skate, there's a bit of a learning curve to it. And even me as a gamer, a longtime gamer, I had some trouble picking it up. Although it's still a good game, though.
Do you feel like there's these companies saying, hey, we got to focus on casual games, and what they mean by that is we're going to make a Wii title?
I certainly hope not. I hope that casual gaming isn't going to become a bunch of dumbed-down mini-games and little casual experiences like that. I think maybe if somebody can come up with a Counter-Strike Bejeweled combo game, I think maybe we'd be good to go.
Yeah, diffuse those gems before they explode. I'm down with that.
Now, Nick, I want to ask you, Harmonix gave an on-stage demo of Rock Band at the EA conference, and I have to ask you, is this the music game that will actually dethrone Guitar Hero, or can they actually, live in peace together?
Can they coexist?
Right. Well, I've played both of the games, and I'm a fan of both of the games, and they're both great, and that's expected. So, when it comes to retail this holiday, it's going to be a huge war.
Nick, pick a winner. Come on.
Yeah, we need a winner right now.
I'm going to go ahead. This holiday, I'm going to say Guitar Hero will probably take it. But I
agree.
think ultimately, in the run, Rock Band, they have a lot of great stuff. The drum peripheral, nobody's really seen something like that at retail. It's going to turn a lot of heads. I think maybe after a couple of iterations of the game, we might see them come out on top.
Yeah, we had a Rock Band on E3, and I got to say, it didn't seem that much fun. I mean, I like guitar. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Well,
when you're playing the guitar, it wasn't, or the drums, it wasn't that difficult for you.
Well, we were playing on easy, and it was out of sync because of our monitors on stage, and it was really noisy from E3. I imagine in a living room environment, playing online with your friends as well, it's gonna do well. But let's move on to some of the most recent posts over on Destructoid, Nick. You guys reported the announcement of Mafia 2, which kind of surprised me. I mean, this was an old game, and are you looking forward to the high-octane gunplay with white-knuckle driving that the press release promised?
Well, who isn't? I mean, isn't that what everybody wants in video games, high-octane gunplay with white-knuckle driving? Isn't that what you're looking for, Dan?
I'm totally looking forward to it, but isn't it an odd franchise to bring back now, or do you think gamers still care about Mafia?
Well, of course people still care about Mafia. I mean, The Godfather was just released. It did great at retail. People love driving around and shooting stuff. I love driving around and shooting crap myself, so I think it's going to do very well at retail. And, you know, if it makes Jack Thompson angry and he says stupid things in the media, then I'm all for it.
All right,
Totally agree, Nick.
Well, thanks so much for being on our show with us today and giving us your insights.
Yes, huge thanks to
for
Nick
having me, guys.
from Destructoid.com. I agree, Mafia was a great game. So for more information on these stories, you can visit our website, g4tv.com/AOTS.
Now, you guys at home, don't even think of getting off that couch because we're coming right back with more action right after this.
Liver shot.
If you haven't been watching Attack of the Show, this is what you're missing. For more info, go to g4tv.com/AOTS.
The critics are raving about Attack of the Show. TV Guide declares it's on weeknights at 7 and 11. Olivia Munn is the co-host, shouts daily variety. And the Chicago Tribune cheers it's a show. With reviews like these, isn't it time you checked out? Attack of the Show, next on G4.
Goodbye, splatter of alien gore. Goodbye, strange indoor trees. Goodbye, deadly bunker, old friend. Goodbye, giant windmill thingy of unknown purpose. Goodbye, evil obelisk. Goodbye, place where I got sniped, blown up, ambushed, incinerated. Good times. Yeah.
Once you bid fond farewell to Halo 2, pre-order Halo 3 at GameStop. Power to the players. Rated M for mature.
Again. Hey guys, I'm Layla Kaylee. Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock will demo with the launch of Activision's Tony Hawk's Proving Ground. Scheduled to ship to stores October 9th, players who purchase Tony Hawk's game for the Xbox 360 will get an exclusive 2-week head start on this year's hottest music-based video game before its release on Xbox Live. The demo features tracks by Pearl Jam, Tenacious D, Priestess, Scorpions, and Pat Benatar. In other news, MySpace and MTV have joined forces for a series of one-on-one dialogue with all the major political candidates to answer questions from MySpace members and MTV watchers. The Town Hall style combos will be webcast live. Isn't that nice? Get more of the news you need to know at g4tv.com/thefeed. I'm Layla Kaylee, and you've just been fed.
Your parents, shouldn't you go?
You're on my side.
That's weird.
You're on my side, yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to TV's only source for all the stuff you care about, and we're going to prove it.
You see? Kids, we care.
Yeah, now as we promised, we're showing you the complete 4-minute Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots trailer.
Yes, this has been the exclusive PlayStation 3 has been waiting for. But is it good enough to maybe save the console? Find out for yourselves right now.
They're Beauty and the Beast. They weren't even soldiers to begin with, you know. More like victims of war. They suffered shell shock on the battlefield. Post-traumatic. Damaged their minds pretty much beyond repair. So the only way they could cope with the reality of battle was to become war machines themselves. The remnants of their human side are buried deep within. The beast, that's what you see on the outside. War transforms a snake into beasts. War transforms us.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay to love it. That was gorgeous.
What'd you think?
I think it looks awesome. I mean,
Big question, though.
yeah,
Gonna buy a PS3?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Because, you know what, I'm not a fan of the Metal Gear series in the past.
Okay,
Like, I
but that
appreciate the
looks
stories,
amazing.
I appreciate the characters, I appreciate the
The
graphics,
graphics?
the cutscenes, the cinematics, that's fine. I want a fun game, and I still, like,
Okay.
even the gameplay video that we've seen, I'm not convinced that it's the game for me. With that said,
Creature machine making
if it's
animal
awesome, I'm playing
noises?
it.
That
Well,
must be
that
good.
was cool. That was cool.
All
All right,
you
coming
guys.
up on the next AOTS, Olivia and I are locking and loading and taking aim at 2 associate producers on the show with airsoft guns. They're going to be under the fire, competing against each other, all to win a video iPod.
That's it. Plus, Engadgetron, Will O'Neill reviews the world's first cable-less flash-based MP3 player with a micro SD slot. It's the Sans Express. And we're looking at the best animal humping videos that are around the net.
Go ahead, compete. Now, for all the things you saw today and more, go to g4tv.com/AOTS. Rock this thing across the studio. That's what I'm thinking.
Can you
Yeah,
push
is that
me?
all you got?
Can you push me?
No, you're into that.